7, 2012. I'm Dwight Schmuck. This is the Schmuck Look. And for those who are into numbers, because today's thing has something to do with numbers, prophecies, predictions, it's 3, 1, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Or skip the 2, 0 and just make it 3, 1, 1, 1, 2. Which is kind of neat, numerologically speaking. But what I want to talk about is there's this preacher, I guess he's in California or something, Harold Camping, C-A-M-P-I-N-G, Harold Camping. He's 90 years old. He's got an independent ministry. Gee, who would have known by this? He's apologized for the... He's prophesied, predicted that the end of the world would happen back in March or May or some such thing. Christ coming back and the apocalypse and Armageddon and yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Now these kind of predictions have been made all through time. We got one going around now, and I know some people who are really heavily into it, that the world is going to end on, December 21st this year, 2012, because according to the Mayan calendar, it's the end of the cycle, end of time, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Now, I personally think they're wrong. I really do. I don't see it happening this year. I personally think, because of the numbers involved, it's going to be in a century. Because if you do it numerically speaking now, the way the prediction says for this year, the predictors, the translators, because we're talking about translating from stone hieroglyphs in the Mayan language of centuries ago. And yes, there are people who still speak a semblance of Mayan, but it has dramatically changed over hundreds of years. Language does that. Nothing in the language world stays static. It doesn't. Language always evolves. So you've got some evolving here. Now back to the numbers thing. For those who say the world is going to end December 21st this year, that would be 1221 2012. Which, okay, that's kind of cool, but numerologically speaking, doesn't quite make it. I think, personally, my prediction will be that if this is the end of the cycle, I think somebody made a mistake translating those stone hieroglyphs, because I think it's going to be in 100 years, 1221, December 21st, 2012. That would be 2112. So we've got two mirror images here, 1221, 2112. I think that the cycle ends then. I don't think, however, it means the world's going to end. I just think it's going to be the big cycle end. And I just see this fascistic, bullshistic nonsense going on for another 100 years, until all of a sudden the guys on top realize suddenly something somehow is going to happen. Shit fire, we need them. They make the products, they make the stuff we're adding our value to, but it ain't really added value, it's just added cost. What do I mean? They have added nothing. All those layers of suits and ties add nothing but cost to the end price of a product. They're not making anything, they're not creating anything, they're just transferring things. You know what? Maybe it's time, here's my prediction, that maybe it's time that Joe Average out there who's still making things says, you know what, December 21st this year, we're just not going to go to work that day. The stores ain't going to be open, the factories will be shut down, the big shots will be shitting themselves, there'll be big shits that day. It's that close to Christmas and a lot of late minute buyers, but we're just going to shut it down. The bus drivers don't go to work, the taxi drivers don't go to work, nobody goes the hell to work. Maybe we can get our point across peacefully that you need us a whole hell of a lot more than we need you. There's still a few of us out here. We're not going to let you make us extinct. They're trying to run it through Congress again to cut Social Security and Medicare. Here's a prediction for that. That's what they're going to do to us, folks. It's what they're doing. It's what they're going to do. Here's the prediction. They're going to keep doing it until we stand up and say, no more. Absolutely no more. This guy apologized. He humbly acknowledges on his website, we humbly acknowledge we were wrong about the timing. It's time to make Congress do that very same thing. November is still before December. Vote every one of the incumbent sons of bitches out. Make them become lobbyists within months. That ought to overload the system a whole lot right there. And then the next set of guys, when they come up for re-election, put somebody new in. Every goddamn time. You want a good government? There's how I'm predicting we can do it. We put somebody new in every time. And if you don't have somebody new from the two major parties, which are, let's face it, they're just one party now, and it's a biggie. When was the last time you played golf with your congressman or your senator? Think about that. Just think about it, folks. You want a prediction? We can stop it. We had better stop it. We gotta stop it now. We can do it. Here's my prediction. 2012, not so much. 12212112. I'm thinking that's more than likely if somebody just made a mistake. You want a prediction for the end of the cycle? There you go. Thank God I'm too old to see that happen. See, I told you there was a bright spot to this too, or I should have told you. But for me there is. I'm too old to see that happen. Even with the sunspots and everything this year, and the solar storms and all that, I'm just too bloody old. Thank you, God, for having me born when you did. I saw some good stuff. The flip side of that is I'm seeing some bad. It's going to be up to you guys. I'm just the guy telling you. There's my prophecy. Who's going to take up on it? I'm Dwight Schmuck. That's today's Schmuck Look. Peace out there.